The mind is not just a tool for thinking. It is a battlefield of potential and limitation, a war zone where your beliefs, habits, fears, and dreams collide every single day. And most people don't even realize they are the generals of this war. What makes you unstoppable isn't talent, money, education, or even connections. It's how deeply you understand and master your own mind. There is a hidden mechanism in the mind, a subconscious filter called the reticular activating system, RAS, which decides what you focus on and what you ignore. If you constantly feed your mind negativity, fear, and self-doubt, your RAS will keep showing you only reasons to fail. But if you train it to seek opportunity, growth, and possibility, your world will shift completely. This secret has been used by Olympic athletes, billionaires, monks, and top performers alike. It's not magic. It's neural programming, and anyone can harness it. Your identity is a self-written script, and the tragic truth is that most people never realize they are both the actor and the author. The version of yourself you carry in your head, the one who is not smart enough, not disciplined, or not lucky, is a character you created based on past experiences, social conditioning, and fear. But the mind is malleable. Neuroplasticity proves that your brain can be rewired at any age. This means the identity that's keeping you stuck is a lie that feels like truth. You can rewrite the script, line by line, starting today. This is how people go from being broke to financially free, from shy to charismatic, from addicted to disciplined. The mind follows the narrative you feed it. Become the author of your future, not a prisoner of your past. One of the most powerful but least understood secrets of the mind is emotional transmutation. The ability to take emotions like fear, anger, jealousy, or pain and convert them into energy, focus, and ambition. Most people allow negative emotions to control or define them, but unstoppable individuals use those emotions as fuel. Think of great innovators, fighters, and artists. They often came from pain, but instead of drowning in it, they channeled it into something greater. Your mind is capable of turning wounds into wisdom, rage into drive, and heartbreak into clarity. It's not about avoiding negative emotions. It's about alchemizing them. Emotional mastery doesn't mean being numb. It means being powerful in the presence of chaos. That is what makes you resilient. That is what makes you untouchable. The mind thrives in uncertainty, but only if you train it to. The average person seeks comfort and predictability, while the unstoppable one learns to live and grow inside discomfort. Neuroscience shows that when you expose your brain to challenges, unfamiliar environments, and failure, it actually grows stronger, more adaptable, and more efficient. This is called cognitive stretching. You literally become more intelligent and capable by doing hard things. Fear shrinks when you move through it. Confidence rises when you earn it. Your brain will resist change at first because survival instincts scream for safety. But evolution has gifted us with a mind that can override primitive programming. Stepping into the unknown isn't recklessness. It's where greatness is born. Focus is the ultimate mind weapon, and it's under attack more than ever. Your ability to concentrate for long periods without distraction is what separates average people from high achievers in every field. Yet, the modern world is built to hijack your attention. Social media, notifications, information overload. The secret here is that the mind follows where attention flows. What you give energy to grows. Train your mind like a monk. Eliminate distractions. Build rituals of deep work. Learn to sit in silence and control your impulses. You'll become a mental warrior in a world of mental slaves. The myth of multitasking is a lie. Your brain can only focus deeply on one thing at a time. Mastering this makes you unstoppable, because while others are scattered, you'll be aligned, clear, and lethal in execution. Visualization is not daydreaming. It's programming the subconscious with the outcomes you desire so powerfully that the brain begins to seek them out like a heat-seeking missile. Your mind cannot distinguish vividly imagined experiences from real ones, which means when you visualize success with emotion and detail, your brain starts aligning your habits, decisions, and actions toward it. Athletes use this. Entrepreneurs use this. Even military special forces use this. It's a practice of creating mental movies that teach your brain who you are becoming. Combine this with daily affirmations, gratitude, and goal setting, and you create a mind that is not only locked onto a target, but refuses to give up until it's real. If you can see it internally, repeatedly and clearly, your mind begins to believe it's inevitable. The most dangerous enemy of the mind is not fear, but self-doubt, the quiet killer that makes you question your own power before you even try. Self-doubt whispers lies based on past failures and projected insecurity. But the truth is, confidence is not something you're born with. It's built through repeated action, small wins, and internal trust. Every time you do what you said you'd do, you cast a vote for a stronger, bolder identity. Momentum builds. The mind starts to believe in your word. Most people try to feel confident before acting, but the real key is to act first. Feel later. You don't need certainty, you need courage. And courage is a decision, not a mood. The unstoppable mind silences doubt through relentless action. Every step forward weakens the voice of fear. Every promise kept builds the belief that you are the kind of person who follows through. The one that separates those who merely exist from those who become forces of nature is this: you become truly unstoppable the moment you stop needing permission. Not just permission from others, parents, teachers, bosses, peers, or society, but the deeper, more insidious form of permission, the one you unconsciously keep waiting for from yourself. Since childhood, most of us are conditioned to seek approval before we act. We're trained to raise our hand to speak, wait for the right time, follow the rules, and seek external validation before we feel worthy of doing anything bold. This approval seeking becomes embedded in the subconscious mind, silently shaping our behavior well into adulthood. We wait for signs. We wait for confidence. We wait for perfection. We wait for someone to say, "Now you're ready." But that moment never comes, because we're asking the wrong source. The truth is, you don't need a certificate to believe in your own worth. You don't need permission to trust your vision. You don't need validation to step into your power. The gate you're waiting to be opened is one you've always held the key to. And this is where the deepest shift happens, when you finally understand that no one is coming to save you, and more importantly, no one has the right to stop you. That realization is not depressing, it's liberating. It means you are not at the mercy of anyone's timeline, opinion, or belief system. You don't have to convince the world to believe in you before you move. You just have to decide that you believe in you, and then act like it. This is the moment the mind becomes unstoppable, when it disconnects from external permission and reconnects with internal authority. You begin to realize that confidence doesn't precede action. It's built through action. That readiness is not something you wait for. It's something you create. And that clarity doesn't always come before the leap. It's often the result of leaping. The people who change their lives and the world are not those who had perfect conditions, perfect timing, or perfect support. They're the ones who moved anyway. This inner revolution, this mental turning point, cannot be overstated. When you stop needing permission, you stop living life like a prisoner waiting for the warden to unlock the gate. you begin to realize the gate was never locked. You were just afraid to push it open. When that fear falls away, or even if it remains, but you act in spite of it, you begin to move with a different kind of energy. Not arrogance, not ego, but grounded certainty, quiet fire, an unshakable belief that your existence matters and your path is valid, even if no one else sees it yet. You start building your vision in silence. You show up before you feel ready. You create instead of complain. You choose responsibility over victimhood. And little by little, the world stops feeling like an obstacle and starts becoming your canvas. This shift also requires killing the illusion of perfectionism. Perfectionism is often just a socially acceptable disguise for fear. Fear of being judged, of failing, of being found out as not enough. But once you stop needing permission, you also stop needing to be flawless before you begin. You understand that the most powerful creators, leaders, and visionaries start messy. They launch before they're fully ready. They speak before they're fully confident. They risk looking foolish because they know momentum is more powerful than appearances. They move not because it's easy, but because they refuse to betray the fire inside them any longer. This is what it means to move with inner authority, the quiet decision that your life is yours, and you are allowed to go all in without asking for applause or permission slips. This mindset doesn't make you invincible. It makes you inevitable. You will still face resistance, doubt, failure, and setbacks, but they no longer paralyze you because you no longer see them as signs to stop. They become signs to refine, to grow, to evolve. Because when you've given yourself permission to fail, you've also given yourself permission to win. Most people lose not because they're incapable, but because they never fully started. They held back a piece of themselves, always waiting, always hesitating, always wondering, am I good enough? The unstoppable person doesn't waste life in that purgatory. They act with urgency, not because they're rushing, but because they know time is sacred. They don't wait for the perfect version of themselves to show up. They show up as they are, knowing the version they become will only appear after the action begins. And perhaps the most hidden truth here, the one that many people overlook, is that the world responds to those who stop asking for permission. It senses leadership, clarity, decisiveness, and energy, and it adjusts. Opportunities start showing up. People take you more seriously. Doors that seemed closed begin to crack open. This isn't magic. It's psychology. It's the power of self-belief projected into reality. The world mirrors back the energy you project. If you walk in like you're still asking, the world will treat you like you're still unsure. But if you walk in with the quiet certainty that you belong, that you've decided, and that you're already becoming, the world will begin to move out of your way, not out of fear, but out of respect. So if there's one mental shift that will change everything, one mindset that will ignite your potential into something unstoppable, it's this. Stop waiting. Stop asking. Stop doubting. Give yourself the permission you've always waited for, and never give it away again. Because your life is not a rehearsal. This is it. And the moment you decide to step fully into your power without external approval is the moment your mind becomes unshakable, your purpose becomes undeniable, and your presence becomes unforgettable.